Nimbin FM 102.3 community radio, and a bit of talking heads there. It's it's that time of the day, and Malcolm Carroll's on the line. G'day.
Hi, how are you, Martin?
I'm excellent, man. How you going?
Yeah, really good, thanks. Yeah.
And on Facebook, you had to say you weren't driving to Nimbin today at all.
Yeah, a lot of confusion there. Yeah, a lot of people thought I was driving to Nimbin, but I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Another time, maybe, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Come and visit us.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Our CT centre's closed down.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, no, that hasn't been good. Just a community glitch, I think. Yours is running hot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, doing really well.
Okay, you've rang up to chat to us about this RTA highway robbery.
I have, yes.
Cool. So I want you to give me all the information, and so I can spread it out there on the Nimbin FM airwaves.
I'll just start by saying, it's still only surface clearing work that's being done.
Right.
No major cutting, no blasting, nothing like that. So this option can still totally be changed. But over 12 months ago, an application for a Section 10 of protection of the Alum Mountain was sent into the Department of Environment, Water, Heritage and the Arts, which is under the control of a Dr. David Collett, who received these applications.
Right.
Now, the process over 12 months it's taken is absolutely ridiculous to have taken this long. When you do a Section 9, a Section 10 or a 12 application, you don't enter into it lightly. You've got to have valid reasons, valid points, area maps, and you've really got to prove that this land is significant and the reasons why. So not anyone would just come up and say, hey, I'm going to put a Section 10 in today. It's not that easy.
It's not how it works.
It's not how it works at all. So the agent for the applicant has been trying over the past 12 months to get correspondence back from David Collett by email, via telephone, and still the stalling game is going on.
Right.
The agent actually got to speak to Dr. Collett a couple of weeks ago, and he promised that the reporter had been selected, the barrister who's going to do the reporting on this, but he refused to give the name of the person who is the barrister. He also promised that the draft of the application notice would be available from last week, and nothing's happened. We're still sort of waiting for this notice to come through for approval to go into the newspapers. The agent also asked Dr. Collett, would it be possible to place this ad, when it happens, in the Courier Mail and the National Indigenous Times? That has been refused. He just won't do that. Now, the Courier Mail and the National Indigenous Times are two of the biggest newspapers out there for issues like this that people would be interested in. So he's going to put the ad, when it does happen, just in local rags that nobody really reads. And as I said, this process now has gone on for just over 12 months. Meanwhile, what he is doing, Dr. Collett is actually aiding and abetting the RTA by letting them do more surface clearing, more destruction of Aboriginal sites, and more damage to this area. Now, the government, all governments at the moment, they really need a good shake-up. All the departments and all of the bodies that are under them, they all need a good shake-up because they are allowing this to happen. It's their fault. It should not take over 12 months for Dr. Collett to get out of his office chair and to get all of this happening. He has already admitted via telephone the application has been approved. So there's no problem with the application. It's just him holding back. And I can only look at it that he is aiding and abetting the RTA through doing this.
Right. Malcolm, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Okay, the RTA actually did a study initially,
yes.
And they had 4 or 5 different proposed routes through
They
this.
did.
Right. Is there one acceptable to your group? Is there one that you would say, yes, this is one we would choose if we are to have this thing?
Option A would be the only one to go for.
Right.
It is to the other side of the Bulahdelah River.
Yeah.
It is in very, very flat land. virtually nothing happening on that land at all.
Right.
It would be so much easier. There would be no geotechnical issues. There'd be no pollution issues. Like at the moment yesterday, the town of Bulahdelah was covered in dust from the RTA with their surface clearing work. This is acid sulphate soil. And we're copping that dust. Then if they get to go ahead with it, then we've got the problem of when they do blast of the alum dust. There would be none of these issues with option A.
Right.
It's a much safer route. No risk of a mountain that's prone to boulder falls and rock falls. And even the RTA's own documentation in the earlier days stated that option A was a good option.
So is there any reasoning why, like, I mean, I know sense often goes out the window with politics because it's just about the fight, you know, and I understand that principle. I don't agree with it, but, you know, it's just the way it is or the way it's been forever. Have they given any reason why they didn't choose option A?
The RTA aren't very good on giving reason.
Right.
I've been dealing with them on and off for the last 10 years.
And you're getting on with them well, Malcolm?
Oh, excellent.
Excellent.
We're
stuff.
best of friends.
Oh, lovely. Nice.
Yes. I've only had 3 threats by them to get off the land, you know, so we're on very good terms. I was
going to say to you, could you take your tongue out of your cheek when you're speaking on radio because it really doesn't help. Okay, what about state government sort of intervention or... you know, this could look well for...
Well, as you probably know, when you write to somebody, you get the standard form letter back. You can say to them, please do not send me a form letter. Please give me valid reasons.
Sure.
And you get another form letter back.
Yeah, right.
And this is how it's been all the way. They will tell you this route was chosen and this is the outcome. Well, we already know that.
Sure.
So we want to know the reason and the reasons behind it. And that's why I say Dr. David Collett, sitting in his office, is just aiding and abetting by holding, and he is holding this up. It was interesting that earlier this year I went to the federal court with Warramai for one of his appeal cases. Dr. Collett was actually present in the courtroom, and to my shock and horror, he was sniggering and laughing at every point Warramai's lawyer made. Now, he's meant to be there in the position of accepting the applications, which he has done, and then following through and working towards the protection. But it's very obvious what side he's working on, and now it's very obvious what is happening by him holding and delaying this current Section 10 application.
You're right. Is there any sort of Facebook page where you've set up where, so maybe messages, a petition, you know, a little bit of extra awareness towards this can be found?
I'll be speaking with the agent involved in this application, and we'll get something up on the Save the Sacred Alum Mountain site, as well as my own personal Facebook page for people with the details.
Right, so that's Malcolm Carroll.
Yes.
And you're using that page as your contact for all support for...
That's correct, yes.
I want to ask you another question. Alum dust. Not really. Can you make me more aware about what it is or what it's used for or what it does?
When they mined alum here in the early days, it was used as a setting agent for the dyeing of fabric. They also extracted pectin for the setting of jam. It's very toxic. When moist or wet, it actually turns into sulfuric acid.
Ooh.
And this is the freshly broken, exposed rock of the alum. Now, when they start breaking that rock, this is what is going to be created. We will be breathing it. School children just below this obscenity of a highway will be breathing it. No matter how much they want to water it down or whatever, it is still going to expose this toxic dust into our lungs.
Shocking state of affairs, my friend. You'll all have to move to Nimbin. We've got a lot of fresh air up here.
That's good. Yeah, I might think about that. Yeah. But Yes, so basically, yes, we will get it all up on the Facebook on my page.
Cool.
And the Save the Sacred Alum Mountain page for people.
Yeah.
With Dr. Collett's details and things like that, because by now it should have well and truly have been in the submission period.
Yeah.
This is where they advertise it in newspapers, and people can write a submission to support,
Right.
to stop the RTA and protect this site.
Good on you, Malcolm.
So, but as I said,
keep up the good work, eh?
But, yeah, so that's my little update.
Okay, and that's great. I really appreciate you ringing the Underwater Radio Show.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a pleasure.
You've requested a song.
I have.
So you're gonna introduce it on the Underwater Radio Show right now, okay?
I am. So you're about to play for us the original version of Highway to Hell by Bob Scott.
Good on you, man.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too, Martin.
Chat to you
soon.
again.
Bye.
Be well. Peace, man.